So Renault have made a few odd decisions throughout its lifetime, but this is definitely up there. So at the moment, Renault has a car to rival the Kia Sportage, Nissan Qashqai and the Vauxhall Grandland, but they wanted to make a cheaper version to undercut them. Now what would you do? Well, the most obvious option would be to release a cheaper trim level of that car. Well, Renault being Renault, they have introduced a whole new car. Well, I say a new car, it's actually a long wheelbase version of the Captur, which makes this even more odd. So this brings me to the question, which car should you have, the Renault Astral or this? The new Renault Symbioz. Well, let's find out and let's have a look and see why they have decided to make two of the same cars in the lineup. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Cars and More. This is the #1 place to be for car news and reviews. Sit back, buckle up, let's go. So the Renault Symbioz started out life as a Renault Captur facelift. This is very obvious by it sharing the exact same front end. This means we get the slim LED headlights which are connected to a mesh patterned front bar, which also houses the new Renault logo. Personally, I do like this design over some other recent Renault designs. Moving slightly lower down and we get a middle air vent, and moving even lower down we get a silver effect bar with big sporty essential looking air vent. Connected to this bar are some sporty looking LED daytime running lights which hide the side vents, but the overall design does look sporty and modern. Moving around to the side, and everything from the B pillar to the front is still the Renault Captur, but from the B pillar all the way to the back it is all new. This includes a longer design with a new set of rear doors and lower plastic trim. What is different though, and what really does annoy me slightly, is that the glass panel at the end doesn't have the same rubber seal like what the Captur has. This means the Symbioz has a flush rear glass panel. This does look very out of place considering the other glass panels do have this rubber seal, and it makes it obvious that it's not a whole new model but actually that it's based on another car. You do get some nice wheel designs though, which I do quite like. Moving around to the back, and this is where the design completely changes from the Captur. So to start with, we get a new design which has these sharp and pointy tail lights that have a clear look to them. We also get some fake side vents to give the tail lights a melting design. On the tailgate we also get a crease that looks like it connects the tail lights together, but it could easily be a light bar in the future facelift. The bumper has a plain but simple design that does look modern. Right, let's have a look and see what engine and gearbox options you can have in the new Renault Symbioz. So the engine range of the new Renault Symbioz consists of one engine. This is the new E-Tech full hybrid engine. This uses a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder turbo engine with 143 brake horsepower. It also has an electric motor, so at low speed and cruising speeds you are using electric power only, saving fuel and giving you a combined 61.4 miles per gallon. This is quite good for this type of car and engine. This can only be had with a 6-speed automatic, but it is front wheel drive, and the price of the new Renault Captur starts at £29,295. Let's have a look and see what the interior is like. So climbing inside the new Renault Symbioz, and there is no surprise that the interior is the same as the Renault Captur. This means we get a new infotainment system that is different from the Renault Clio. To start with, it runs full Android Automotive and has a similar layout to other new generation Renaults. This makes the new Renault feel more modern, and it also gives you access to the Google Assistant as well as the Google Play Store and Google Maps, which is very nice. What it also means is that we don't get physical climate control dials like we did before on the Captur and the Clio. Now, they are on the screen, but they can be controlled mostly by toggle switches. Where the toggle switches are now is a little cubbyhole for your phone, which is good. The instrument cluster is also new and has a new set of graphics in them which look better than what you would find on the Clio. Finally, the steering wheel has a slight update with the new Renault logo and also some extra buttons for the infotainment system. We also get some cool stitching on the Esprit Alpine models, which is also nice, and we also get some new materials which does make the cabin feel slightly more upmarket than the Clio and Captur. Right, let's have a look and see what the rear seats are like. So, getting into the back of the new Symbioz, and for a 6-footer, it actually feels very similar to the Captur, considering this is supposed to be a class above. I mean, legroom is a bit more than the Captur, but it is only very slightly, and headroom is also slightly better too than the Captur, but again, it is very minimal. Just like the Captur, we do get some rear air vents though and 2 USB-C ports, but that is it. As where in the Astral, you do get your own armrest, which is much better. Right, let's have a look and see what the boot is like. So, opening the boot to the new Symbioz, and you are welcomed to 492 litres with the seats up, but if you slide the seat bench forward all the way, you get 624 litres. If you fold the seats down, and this increases even more to 1582 litres. For context, the Renault Captur has 422 litres with the seats up, and with the seats down it increases to 1275 litres. The Renault Astral starts at 555 litres and 1525 litres respectively. So in summary then, what do I think of the new Renault Symbioz? Well, to be completely honest with you, I don't really see the point of this car. Yes, the Symbioz is £5,000 cheaper than the Astral, which is a lot, but you could also have an even cheaper Arkna, which is £2,000 cheaper than the Symbioz. Renault Arkna is also better looking and also, like I said, cheaper, but also more practical than the Symbioz. And it feels like it's just a better price overall. But if you do need a family car, then the Astral is also a decent car, especially if you go for one that's 6 months to a year older, as there are some really good deals out there at the moment. Really though, the Renault Symbioz is a great car that should have been released 5 years ago. It just feels like it's a generation behind everyone else, and it feels like it was made in a rush to be cheaper than the Astral. Now, don't get me wrong, it is a good looking car and the engine range as well as the interior is also decent. I just don't think it's going to be on anyone's list anytime soon, considering how close it is to the Astral and the Captur. It's a bit of a shame really, as I was really hoping this car was going to be a decent car. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.